Hello.
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 Welcome back to our
WOTO
show podcast.
So this week is opposite week.
What does what does opposite week mean? What could that possibly mean?
It means you and I are both female.
Yes. Changed gender.
We've changed gender. I have blonde hair. You have red.
Ginger.
You ginger now.
Yeah. Auburn. Strawberry blonde.
You've got a huge bushy beard.
Yes.
I've got blue eyes.
Still women though.
Yours red. Oh yeah.
Still women.
Still women.
Yeah. Already forgotten where you was going. Okay, so opposite week. Now, I would say, potentially, that we haven't done enough podcasts where people actually understand what the format is, let alone if we reverse
We've
that
done loads of podcasts.
Loads of them.
You can't just expect people to walk in on Season 2, Episode 3, and then go, oh, I don't know what's going on. Listen to the rest, whoever you are.
All right, so opposite week. Does that mean that you're doing what I usually do and I do what you usually do?
Yeah, so what I will tell you the running lineup.
Okay, I'm excited.
I will tell you the running lineup now. First of all, we're going to do the new feature that we promised last week.
Ooh, yes.
Last week.
Last podcast.
Last podcast, which was last week.
It really was. Don't tell no one, thank you.
No one needs to know. Space Nan.
Space Nan.
Space Nan, which is a new feature.
I am unbelievably excited about that.
It's the reason we're doing opposite week, actually. It's because we're launching the first episode of Space Nan.
And I'm excited for Space Nan. All I know is the title. I know just as much at this point as you lot do. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen.
More on that later. So yeah, Space Nan, because you're the one doing sound effects and voices.
Yes.
That's normally my role.
Your droll.
My role is sound effects man and voices man and stuff.
But now it's my job.
But because we're swapping that for the feature of Space Nan, let's swap everything.
Okay, so for WOTO News, you're going to come up with a WOTO News story.
I'm going to be the one that's... Well, I don't need to come up with it. I've read one.
Yeah, well, that is the key point, isn't it? You've found a legitimate news source.
I found a legitimate news source, and I will tell you of it later.
Thank you.
And then we're going to do Liam interviews, but it maybe is called what? Brad interviews?
That would be the opposite, yes. That would be the opposite.
So we'll do Brad interviews.
Thank you.
Where I'll interview someone. Have I ever interviewed anyone ever?
No.
No, I haven't.
Not on this show.
Ooh. So that is opposite week. This is opposite week. Tune in now.
Let's play Spaceman.
Spaceman. Space plan.
Strace
fan.
Strace the plan.
Straight lace.
Okay, so for Space Nan, you're gonna email me
the script. This
is literally how little I know about this feature.
Yeah, you're not allowed to know about it because otherwise you'll read it and it will take out all the fun for me. I mean, it would probably make it a slightly better feature for anyone listening, but I want to enjoy myself too. Okay, so the bits that are in brackets is you have to take the that will be a sound effect that you need to make at that point. Okay. So don't read anything in the brackets out loud.
Okay.
You just do it.
I just try my best.
You're just a soundboard.
Okay.
And anything that's an open speech marks.
Yes.
That's you have to do the voice of someone.
Okay.
That's someone speaking, but you have to do it.
All right.
And I'll narrate the basic story.
Okay.
Written by me. This is...
Performed by me.
Episode 1 of
Space Nan. I hope you're all sitting comfortably. Are you?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
I am too.
Are you comfortable?
Let's begin.
This is the story of Space Nan. Space Nan.
Wow, that's amazing intro.
Are you ready?
All right, go for it.
This is the story of a single grandmother who dreamed to dream and achieved that dream, and that dream was to go to space.
Wow.
In short, this is a story about a very old woman going to space to die.
Okay.
Actually, not to die.
Oh.
Just going to space for a good time.
Spaceman walked into the room. That's the sound effect. That's the sound effect. Those are the footsteps of Spaceman.
Yeah, go.
Good morning, Barry,
Said Space Nan.
Good morning, Nan,
said Barry, as Barry poured a coffee.
What are you doing today, Space Nan?
Space Nan then transformed her arms into space thrusters,
Oh, Barry,
said Space Nan with venom.
please get a job and leave my house. You're 38 years old.
She said with a smile.
Wow.
Then began the countdown to liftoff.
3, 2, 1, lift off.
As Space Nan gained altitude, she burst through the roof of her cottage.
Crash bang!
Onomatopoeic sound effects. And flew off into the sky.
Yippee!
Cried Space Nan as she broke through the sound barrier.
Where shall I visit today?
By the time Space Nan had entered deep space, she had decided to visit the planet X254-ZXF-7H-7Y in the Fishy Nebula. She turned on her sat-nav.
At the next moon, turn left.
And away she went. Travelling at the speed of light, Space Nan got chilly.
Oh, I'll just put on this jumper,
said Space Nan. But as she put on the jumper, she heard a crackling sound. It could mean only one thing,
Oh dear.
muttered Space Nan as she was transported back in time to an alternate reality.
Wow.
A world in which every man, woman and child has the face of a fully grown hen,
Here we go again.
said Space Nan with a small knowing shake of the head. Space Nan was inside an office building,
I could really do with a nice cup of tea.
muttered Space Nan as she fumbled around in her bag. Fumbling sounds.
Now, where did I put that fangled intergalactic space phone Nokia phone?
Suddenly, a hen-faced CIA agent turned the corner of the office building. Space Nan was all of a sudden inside.
Mrs. Space Nan,
said Agent Chicken Face.
we've been expecting you. Please come with me. He's waiting.
Space Nan drew a pistol from her handbag.
Motherfucker, I told you last time. He ain't taking me down without a fight.
Space Nan's Southern Texas drawl really came out through when she spoke.
That's really weird because it did.
She then spat on the ground and unloaded a full clip into the hen-faced CIA chicken agent man.
Bow! Bow! Bow!
The gun only held 4 rounds, but each one found its mark into each one of Agent Chicken Face's 4 eyes. As his body slid to the ground, Space Nan ran into the nearest room. Inside, the ghost of an 8-year-old child stood waiting.
Hello, Space Nan.
She whispered.
Or should I say, hello, future me? We have much to discuss. A war is coming, and only you can save the entire of space.
To be
continued. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. This is going to be a feature every single week because, quite frankly, that's the best thing I have ever read in my life. Wow.
I just really wanted to trick you with stuff. I really wanted you to do the whole thing and then find out that Space Nan was Southern Texan.
I loved that. That was brilliant.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
If you like Space Nan, perhaps you would like to draw a picture of Space Nan in her cottage that flies to space and send it to us on Twitter at LoveWoto at BuffWoto.
Well, join us after these messages.
I've got a left shoe for sale, £10. or near offer.
Welcome back.
Wow. Those were some good messages.
That was a good message. I think.
What about if our audience who are listening, okay, this might be a fun thing to do, they could send us messages, 10 seconds long, as audio clips, and then we can pop them into the show, and we go after these messages, and then
we just play some messages.
Yeah, and someone's message plays. So maybe if you've got a microphone feature on your phone, you can just, which you definitely have because it's a phone, you can record you can record a 10-second clip and send it to us somehow. Put it on SoundCloud or something.
Yeah.
We'll download it.
We'll leave that up to you.
Yeah.
At your own discretion.
Yeah.
Your own decisions.
Own decisions. And then maybe you can be in the next podcast.
In the next podcast. Okay, now it's time for Liam interviews. No, it's not.
It's time for Brad interviews. Reverse week.
Reverse it.
Reverse it. Flip it back.
Opposite week.
Opposite weeks. Go on then. Brad interviews.
You need to leave.
Oh, yeah. Let me just leave the room. Walk.
I've got to stay here. It's really weird. I don't have to leave. Ooh. So lonely by myself. Come in. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good.
You look like you've had some sort of plastic surgery around your mouth.
Yes, that's why I can only speak like this.
That's very interesting. Who was your plastic surgeon?
Mr. Gunther Thornberry.
Why did you decide to get plastic surgery?
Because I had the face of a triangle lacerated with thorns.
That's very interesting, actually, because you are a tree.
Wow. Oh, yes.
Go away, Liam.
I've been a tree my whole life.
Yes.
I've had three different siblings.
Mm-hmm. Only 3?
Yes, they all died. They got chopped down.
Oh no.
And
I'm very sorry for your losses.
Thank you so much.
What are they now? Paper?
Paper. One's paper. One's an envelope. And
that's still paper.
And the other one, there's very limited amounts of uses for a tree, and the other one's just dead.
There's lots of uses for a tree.
Name 2 more.
A table.
Oh yeah.
And a chair.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the actual wood. No, you're quite right. There are other uses.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. Really, we've been using wood for many things for just hundreds, thousands of years. Really.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
I'm actually 200 years old. I've seen lots.
Oh really? So you were around at the beginning and dawn of time then?
Yeah, so basically 200 years old. So yeah, dawn of time would probably be about right.
How was that?
Bright, loud,
yeah,
smelly, and gooey.
And were you the first tree?
What I like about this interview, right, is the fact that my voice is slowly becoming Liam's voice.
That's a really good Liam impression.
As I slowly forget where I started.
Okay.
What was the question?
What
was the question?
Were you the first tree? I think was the question there.
The first tree changed voice. The first tree was actually my grandfather.
Oh.
He was a shrub.
And he was born at the same time as you?
At the dawn of time, yes. He was born, he germinated, he sprung up, he germinated me, I sprung up.
And then your father and mother, probably.
Yes.
So that way around.
It was that way around. Trees are different.
Yeah, no, they are. I understand that.
Trees are very different.
You know, your own choices.
Yes. 200 years later, here I am, talking to you.
Yeah.
By the way,
plastic surgery.
How did I end up speaking to you?
Well, I don't know. I was going to get to that, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm just as interested as you are. I mean, you're a tree.
Yeah.
You went and got some plastic surgery, and now you're having an interview about it.
Well, the thing is, I'm actually a birch tree.
Yeah.
By birth. But I wanted to be an oak tree.
Yeah.
So I got the plastic surgery done. I also got some legs fitted.
Yeah, I can see them. Very nice.
They're very nice legs, very wooden, mahogany.
Yeah. Mahogany.
And
strong legs.
Very strong. And I can actually move around now.
Really good. And speak. How
Yeah.
did that happen?
Wizard
Wizard did it.
A wizard did it.
It's the only real way.
He came up to me and he granted me one wish. And he said, "What would you like to do?" And obviously I couldn't speak. And he said, "I understand."
Yeah.
And he gave me a lips and mouth and I could speak.
Yeah. Did he not ask you the wish again? Did you say?
No, that he just gave me the wish
And then left.
and assumed it would be to talk.
Speech.
But honestly, it wouldn't be.
What would it have been if you could speak?
Space travel.
I agree.
So.
Thank you very much. Thank you for what's your name?
Birchus Cranian.
Birchus Cranlian.
Yes.
What a wonderful name.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Thank you so much. I wish my accent could stay the same for the entirety of the thing, but it's because of plastic surgery that it keeps changing.
Yes.
That's why.
Also, your voice was born of magic. Everyone else just gets a voice that they're given when they're born. Yours is a magic voice. Quite frankly, we don't control the parameters of what your voice can do.
That's right, because it is magic.
Magic did it.
So we and everyone else cannot complain about the voice because it was magic.
Thank you, Birch Cranlian.
Thank you so much.
Birchington Cranlius.
Thank you.
Barry. I'll call you Barry.
Good luck with the show. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Just walking out on his legs. Here comes Liam on his little legs, little skitter legs.
Oh, I actually brought a tricycle.
Oh, yeah.
I brought a tricycle to work today. I stole it off a small child. It's a red one.
Why does it patter as it runs along?
Because it's so far down to the ground that when I sit on it, I'm actually still kind of walking.
That makes sense.
But it's a very nice tricycle.
Very good.
And I said to him, "I want your tricycle." He looked me dead in the eye.
Yeah.
And he said, "I will tell my mother if you take that tricycle from me." And I said, "I know your mother.
Right.
I know her very well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she would let me borrow it
Right.
forever."
And you took it.
Tears fell down his face
Of course.
as I rode
as
away.
you stole a child's tricycle from him.
And here I am. Looking back, it was the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Not morally, but physically. It hurt me.
Should have stolen a grown man's bike if you were going to steal
Yeah.
anything.
I crawled to work today.
Pointless. And made a small boy really unhappy.
Well, that too, yes.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
I mean, we could probably go and find him, give it back.
No, I'm going to sell it. If anyone listening to the podcast would like to buy a tricycle, it's red. It's had 2 previous owners.
Covered in tears.
Covered in children's tears. Let me know.
There you go. So you've got a left shoe and a tricycle for sale at the moment.
Yes.
Liam's boot sale.
Yeah.
Welcome to Liam's boot sale, where I've got a load of stolen stuff. Left boot for sale. Left boot for sale. £2 a pair.
£2 a pair. £2 a pair. Left boots for sale.
WOTO News.
Oh, WOTO News. Now, this time it is Brad telling us the WOTO News story.
Yeah.
So, which news source did you manage to find this from?
Well, it's very interesting because I know that you put a lot of effort into WOTO News.
I put so much.
Now, I think you saw me reading the paper earlier on.
Yes.
We were eating lunch and you
Financial Times.
And I read the Financial Times and found this story.
Okay. So it's definitely real then.
This is a real story this time. This is opposite week, so I'm not going to lie to you. This is a real story.
Okay.
This is a true story read from. I'm going to read it verbatim from the Financial Times.
Where is it?
Right here.
Well, I can't see it. I'm sitting right next to you and I can't see that.
I have blinded you.
Oh.
You can't see anything.
Magic.
With
No,
magic.
not magic. Just I've blinded you.
I've blinded you.
Yeah. Okay, let's go for it. WOTO News. Roll the titles, Brad. WOTO News. WOTO News. WOTO News.
It's precisely how it goes. Don't mock it. The year is 1771.
Not current news, then.
Well,
It's in the Financial Times, and it's 1771. Not the most current news story.
Okay, so the Financial Times found some archived parchment.
Right.
Upon the archived parchment were these words,
Okay.
which they wrote into their newspaper,
Okay.
as it wasn't copyrighted or trademarked, because there was no such thing in 1771.
Okay.
The year was 1771.
I'm intrigued.
And one...
It just ends. The voice, the epic voice just ends. It's like...
Well, I've got to think about it, ain't I? I can't read in that voice.
All right, yeah.
One man,
Yeah.
opposite week. One woman. Fuck
Fine.
it. Opposite week. One woman walked into a pharmacy in 1771.
Sure.
She approached the counter and said, I would like to buy this new fangled penicillin.
Okay.
I'm feeling sick.
Yeah, bit ill, bit poorly.
She had a bad stomach.
Sure.
So she said, I would like some penicillin. I've been waking up every morning and I've been being sick.
Mm.
And he said, oh, are you being courted at the moment? Do you have a husband?
Mm.
And she said, no. And he said, are you a slattern? Have you been seeing men of night?
Yes.
And she said, no,
Right.
I would never.
No.
I don't swing that way,
Yes.
if you know what I mean.
And he did, I'm sure.
He knew exactly what she meant. She said, I've just got a stomach bug.
Just a little bit poorly.
And she said, I'd like some penicillin. He said, I'll tell you what, instead, I will grant you one wish.
Hang on a minute. He's a pharmacist, but he's also dishing out wishes.
Right, so the pharmacist's name
Yeah.
was...
I mean, it sounds far-fetched, to say the least.
Yeah, you've just got to take a pinch of salt.
Well, it's how much salt do I pinch?
The pharmacist's name was Mr. Ganesha.
Right.
Okay. And Mr. Ganesha said, I will grant you one wish.
Sure.
He said, I will grant you one wish.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she said, well...
Can you do her voice?
Well, I would like...
Oh, wow.
They're from Louisiana.
He's
Mr.
not.
Ganesha wasn't.
No, he's not. He's from India.
More later. That's foreshadowing for you.
Okay.
And she said, well, all I want is some penicillin. So she used her one wish.
Yeah. To get some penicillin.
To get some penicillin.
Yeah.
Mr. Ganesha produced from his right pocket.
From his pharmacy. A selection of penicillin tablets. I mean... You introduced him as a magician, and he's not. He's just a pharmacist.
Well, we don't know that, do we? This
No.
is the thing. This is the mystery that surrounds the myth,
Yeah,
really, the urban legend of Mr. Ganesha.
sure.
You know, maybe if she'd asked for something, if she'd asked to be transformed into a giant crow,
She would have been.
maybe she would have done. Maybe it was all a ruse. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Well, we might not ever know now.
Well, we might not ever know.
So,
What happened next?
he produced from his right pocket 7 tablets.
How many does she need?
Well, we don't know. She was very ill.
Okay.
He said take one once a day at precisely 12:01
Yeah.
p.m.
Okay.
midday, 1 minute past
Yeah.
midday. For 7 days. He said take the blue one last.
Yeah.
There were 6 white tablets, 1 blue.
Oh, I don't trust Mr. Ganesh.
Now, Mr. Ganesha,
Ganesha. I don't trust Mr. Ganesha.
Mr. Ganesha hands the tablets over.
Sure.
7 days later,
Yeah.
she comes back.
Right.
Mr. Ganesha is behind the counter, but he looks very fervent, sweating.
Oh. What, ill?
His skin colour transforming from a sort of pale brown to bright green.
Oh no, Mr. Ganesha's been...
Flashing colours from his eyes.
Is he turning into a dragon?
You might think so.
Yeah. If I walked in and someone's skin had turned green and started flashing, I would go instantly, I've seen this before, you're turning into a dragon. Quick.
Disclaimer, he's not.
Oh.
He said, I'm glad you've come back. And she said, well, thank you. I'm cured. Thank you so much. You're better than the doctor.
Why she come back then?
To say thank you. She said, thank you so much. The doctor wouldn't help me. He thought I was a slattern of the night.
Yes.
You,
as a pharmacist,
have cured me.
Fine.
He said, I know this. I knew this the day you walked in. He said, now, I'm not going to lie. 6 of those were penicillin. 1 wasn't.
Right, the blue one.
No, the first one.
Wow.
Now,
Didn't see that one coming.
the first one granted her immortality,
Oh,
but under one condition.
fine.
She needed to become a Universal Studios music agent.
In 1771.
Well, no,
The very first.
in 1994. But that he granted her immortality
Oh,
so
I
that she
see.
would be alive in 1994 as a Universal Studios, no, a Virgin EMI music agent.
Fine.
And his skin was flashing all sorts of colours, all the
Yeah.
colours of the rainbow. And he said, I'm about to split now into several beans. You must take these beans. And in the year 1994, plant them. They will
Hold
grow.
on. So you got a pharmacist man. He's flashing green. She hasn't commented on this.
She's loving it.
She's just walked in, gone, thank you so much. He's flashing
He's flashing.
green.
He's told her she's immortal.
You're now immortal. I'm going to turn into a selection of
Yeah.
beans.
Mhm.
And what you're going to...
This is just written on the parchment.
And in
alright.
1994, a random date so far from this current one of 1771,
You must be.
you must become a music agent, a thing that doesn't exist in her time. She would
didn't
have
know, yeah.
no idea what that is.
But she's got a clue now, hasn't she? She knows what she's got to do. It's just a set of rules, isn't it? It's just like a,
fine.
you know,
fine.
it's like a brief. It's just a job to do.
Yeah, sure.
So he splits into 5 beans.
Sure.
And as the wind blows, he says, remember, take care of these beans, especially in
Which bits?
1994.
Okay, fine.
Especially in 1994. Make sure you grow the beans. They will be special.
Wow.
On the beans were written these words individually on each bean.
How big?
One.
How big's a bean?
Bean, just like the size of a coffee bean, really.
Okay.
They look like coffee beans.
All right.
Many years she wanted to eat them, but she said, no, I must wait.
Yeah.
This is my task I've
Sure.
been granted this.
Yeah.
Upon the beans written in each, individually on
She only
each
came
one.
in for penicillin.
Yeah, I know, but she had a world of fun.
He sold it anyway. This whole thing is mental.
Upon each bean was written these words individually. One bean, the first one, scary. The second bean, sporty. The third bean,
Okay.
baby.
Yeah.
The fourth bean, ginger.
Yeah.
And the fifth, posh.
I have got a funny feeling I see where this might be going.
The beans turned out, actually, they weren't beans, they were spices.
5 spices, yeah.
And in 1994, the young woman, now
Yes.
200 and something years old,
Yeah.
plants the beans.
Yes.
They grow into 5 young women.
Wow.
As a music producer, she says, sing for me. They sing, it's brilliant. She goes, I'm going to name you all now the Spice Girls.
Whoa.
Sporty Spice, Scary Spice, Baby Spice, Ginger Spice, and Posh Spice. They had a brilliant career for a few years. That's how they came about. And just in case you were wondering, yes, Mr. Ganesh was the Hindu god Ganesha.
The father of the Spice Girls.
All
and
right.
father of us all, I guess.
And you now know, don't you?
That's incredible. So if I went on Wikipedia right now,
I was on Wikipedia throughout that whole thing, just
So-
checking facts.
I went on Wikipedia. If I go on Wikipedia, I can look up background story of Spice Girls history. Starts in 1771 with old woman that goes
Well,
into
yeah, that's if you
pharmacy,
believe the Financial Times.
which I do.
So basically, the Financial Times said, yep, that's true. Found the parchment. Here it is. We found this parchment buried in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Found it.
That's incredible. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I think it's very good.
Made
Very
it up
good.
off the top of my head as we were going.
Absolute news story. He didn't make it up.
Thank you for listening.
All right, well, that's the end of this podcast. If you guys would like to leave us some messages, audio messages, like 10 seconds long maximum, send us some pictures of Space Nan. Love to see them, wouldn't
maybe just leave us some feedback. What do you want to hear more of? Do you want more episodes of Space Nan?
I do, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to hear more about what happened to the Spice Girls after they were grown?
Yeah. And what led to their eventual breakup.
And deaths.
Well, I hope we've entertained you for the last half hour.
I know I've been entertained.
I've been very entertained. This
Thank
has
you.
been relaxing
You're welcome.
and enlightening.
Goodbye then.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.